It has been far too long since my last Sparkuus Team Racing Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive car assembly video. Today is the day. I had actually planned to do a different car for my first car of 2022, but I haven't had a chance to actually go buy it yet. Yeah, I probably had the chance, it just kept slipping my mind. So, I'm going to do the one which I actually have been looking forward to the most and have had the longest, the Aero Avante Clear Orange Special. Ignore the creaking, my chair is breaking. That does not sound good. It is not good. I have actually ripped the metal of the chair. Gotta find a welder. Anyway, I do not remember how long I've had this. Multiple years. It's time to use that top-down rig I made to do a time-lapse assembly. Oh, before we get into it, I guess a few details. It is an AR chassis, which I quite like. I like the AR chassis, I just can never make them fast. The assembly should actually go pretty quick and easily. It's always the stickers that take me the longest. Actually, when I think about it, I should just mention before we get started, you will really only need two tools for any kind of assembly like this if you're going to do it. You need a small screwdriver, usually one of the ones with the spinny top things that you can, hold against your hand so you put some pressure and still rotate it, and some kind of clipper. Nail clippers would work too, as long as you can get like totally flat ones. The curved ones are not going to give you as good a smooth cut. I prefer these kind of smooth side clippers. They give a better cut. And if you really want to make it nice, some kind of file, either like a nail file, could be just a simple nail file that's on a pair of nail clippers, or in like a Swiss Army knife or similar generic folding pocket knife. There's a nail file on here somewhere. Yeah, just to file down the rough edges on the parts if you're going to be that exacting about it. Which I'm not. Nothing to do but get to it, I guess. In many ways, this project is just like any other. Well, pretty much in every way, except that the body is clear. Started off just by clipping off the body pieces, putting them together, although I found out later that I had not put that tail spoiler on nearly tight enough and had to really push hard to get it on. Then, of course, came the really fiddly bit of putting on all the stickers, which is my least favorite part of any assembly, any Mini 4-wheel drive assembly, and I'm kind of happy to get it out of the way first. Just because of my least favorite, and probably because my fingers are really too big to easily get into some of these cracks and crevices and spaces to get the stickers on. So I want to get it as nice as possible, but my desire to make it perfect fights with my frustration of having these fat fingers that don't want to get it in the right place without retrying 10, 15 times. And seriously, that's how many times it took to get some of these stickers on properly. And I'm still not totally used to the overhead camera, so I kept sticking my head into frame. Didn't mean to do that, but I had a hard time seeing exactly where I was getting things. I seriously think someone with smaller fingers would have had a much easier time of this. Now, while it was frustrating to get all the parts on, it did look very good when it was finally finished. I hope you like these views of my head. The two long strips that went all the way from the front to the back, I thought I did pretty well. The first was actually better than the second one. The second one was a little bit not quite right, but I was quite pleased with the first one. Once I got done with the stickers, the rest was pretty straightforward. It's an AR chassis assembly. It's just I haven't done one in so long that I had to keep looking back to the directions to remember exactly what I had to do, what went where. And I'd forgotten that I would need a screwdriver because, of course, you got to screw in these rollers. These rollers are fine if you're just, if you're not planning to use it, you just want to have it as the model, or if you're going to run it on a homemade track. But if you're going to race it, you do not want to use the stock plastic rollers that come with the car. My kids did for a while, and they wear out so fast on the curves. You're going to want to invest in better rollers. Of course, you're going to want to invest in a lot of different upgrade parts if you're planning to make this into a racer, or any car into a racer, really. One thing I lucked out there are two different size wheels. The front wheels are thinner than the back wheels, and I wasn't even paying attention to that at first when I started putting them together, and luckily I just got it right. An AR chassis is really not that big a deal to assemble. The battery leads that go onto the motor, easy as anything. You got to put the gear onto the motor yourself, and be careful when you do that. I bent one of the leads on the motor, which it wasn't that bad a mistake, and I'm not going to be using this as a racer anyway, so it's not a big deal. For some reason, I just had trouble getting that front panel on that covers the switch because it's just been so long. But once I got that on, everything just went together real quick and simple in the end. I gotta pay a little bit more attention to what my camera says, because when I finished recording the assembly for time-lapse, I only had 3 minutes of memory left in the camera. It was pretty close. And so now, of course, we're done. I think it's a beautiful car. It was very much well worth the wait. Just don't know why I can't get this tight. This thing is still floppy on the back. I wonder if that's on purpose. I have tightened and tightened and tightened these screws, but this back little piece is still floppy. I'm afraid of tightening it too far and splitting something. The Aero Avante Clear Orange Special is gorgeous. I actually think I've got another Aero Avante body, come to think of it. Hold on a second. Yep, that is definitely an Aero Avante blue. I think maybe I was given this as a prize in a race one time? Maybe? If I did, it would be in a video somewhere. Or maybe one of the kids got it and it didn't fit their chassis, and so they gave it to me. That's also a possibility. So I have 2 Aero Avante bodies, but I'm definitely keeping the clear orange on here because it is gorgeous. I don't know if there's any other AR Avantes going to be coming out. The original is probably still available in the stores. The clear specials, though, they come and go pretty quickly. I have not checked recently, but it's always possible that there's been a red, green, yellow, and pink version by now. I don't know. Missed the blue. I don't think I'll pick up any others. If another clear special comes out, I don't really need another one. I don't think. Got the clear orange, got an opaque blue body. That's good enough. Might just keep that on my desk here for a while, just so I can look at it. If you like what you see, definitely click the thumbs up. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. Please subscribe to whichever channel you're watching this on, the main Sparkuus channel or the Sparkuus Team Racing channel, because it's going up on both. Probably the main channel first. If you want to support me in my various channels, please check out the links below for my digital coloring book and my Patreon page. That's all for now. Keep on racing. Should have shaved. It has been way too long since my last Sparkuus Team Racing Tamiya Mini4WD. It has been far too long since my last Sparkuus Team Racing Tamiya 4-wheel drive. Got a clear blue. No, got a. I'm afraid of tightening it too far and splitting something. Did I say something? It's time to use that top-down rig I made to start an assembly. No. And please check out the links before if you want to. And if you want to support me in my various channels, please check out the links before.